I mean, they honestly wanted public executions, and I firmly believe that. This is what they wanted: death by chair, by hanging. Like, they wanted people to die for being traitors to the state when they knew exactly what was happening.
They want death by drone. There's people at MSNBC say they need to drone American citizens with missiles from robots that kill us. Like, that's not hyperbole. These are things that are said on TV, and the only thing that's stopping them is that these people don't have quite that much free reign yet, but it seems like it's getting there.
The sentiment isn't so high, and it's better to go get jacked in a camp for 4 months than to get your house blown up by drones. But it's also not out of the picture. I mean, you would lose some weight. You would literally lose some limbs too. But I also realize it's not a joke, and I mean that genuinely, because there's so much I'd love to share on public platforms. Like, a lot of things I just choose not to talk about because it doesn't add to anything. Meaning, like, with the investigations and stuff like that with the feds, like, I just don't want to get into it because I don't want to give any ammunition, right? It's always a trap. I mean, this January 6th thing has been a trap from the beginning. I believe it was a honeypot. And I believe that it's always used to entrap people, like to say, oh, well, you said this to this person, so that means that you're guilty of this and you did this. And I'm not playing those games anymore. And I know some people have been getting off, like the autism plea, apparently that didn't work with you guys. But my question is like, is there anything you can do to appeal this? Anything you can do to get out of this? Or are we just, boys, are we stuck here? Is this where we're off to, and there's no really going back?
No, we have no legal way to appeal it because it's a guilty plea. I mean, and straight up, the reason I pled guilty is because they said straight up that you're going to get more charges if you don't. Like, there's no bones about it. You know what I mean? So that's not legal, but that's how it works.
And then not even just the initial charges they threatened to add on. They would have just kept adding stuff on. If we didn't plea out when we did, we probably would have got 20 years with them just dogpiling more and more stuff onto us.
So that's how they do it. They're just like, hey, we got to put some people in prison for this. So you're going to be the ones. And if you don't want to go to prison for 4 years, 4 or 20, take your pick.
Yeah. Well, I'm an innocently prideful person. Like, I'll fight this to the end, but at some point, like, I do have kids, and it becomes selfish and sinful to do that. Like, it does. And I'll lose. Like, I always knew I was going to lose. When I say I'll take it to court, like, we're going to a DC jury. They're going to get some college girls, and you're going away. It doesn't matter what they accuse you of. All right. They could say, that's profane. I'm not going to sully your show with some slightly offensive language, but it doesn't matter what they accuse you of. You're going to be found guilty in DC if you're us. We know that. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So
if you're us and we got a jaywalking ticket, they would have hanged us.
Right.
Yeah.
Simple as that. That's their opinion of us.
But you know that if you're on the dissident right and you jaywalk too aggressively, you're doing 4 years. And it does seem to be 4 years for a lot of us, by the way. That's like the magic number.
That was just like what they probably got approved. Like, hey, the public won't get too mad. People won't give up too much of a fight. It's not 7. It's not 2. So it's easy. It's just 4. Where do you think they got that number?
No, the public won't put up a fight.
Oh,
yeah.
Presidential term.
Mm-hmm.
4 years.
I want to thank you, Elijah, because you have us on your show, and the truth is a lot of people won't because they're scared, and that should be said.
Yeah, okay, and I hate to say this, but I'm also not really scared of anything anymore, because when I look at the people that are against me, usually it speaks for itself. And I like, when the deep state is against you and these types of things, it's like, okay, well, look, man, the world is very fucked up, and that's just the truth. And it's extremely convoluted and confusing. The only thing that has shocked me in the last few years is that, like, having a good heart and wanting to troll and enjoy yourself usually just makes you vulnerable to being destroyed. And I think that's where a lot of us got thrown off the last few years. We were just having fun, enjoying ourselves, and it turned into like, hey, you're now political enemies. And the country really turned from, hey, we the people, to it's us the people and you the enemy. And that's what I would say. I mean, and this is from the deep down into the right-wing media, to the left-wing media, to the parties. I mean, it's just one cluster freak show of individuals who are narcissistic, out for their own right, and they don't care about the stories. They don't care about the truth. They don't do anything with their life. You got a Proud Boy tattoo? Out, goodbye. You do anything? Out, goodbye. They threaten things, and people will literally throw you under the bus just because they don't want an article. Oh, you had Nick Oakes on your show. Good. This is a fellow patriot. This is an American who's going to jail. These are patriot brothers right here who are out there, who fought for our country in ways that are so important. Literally, one of y'all at least definitely served in the military, and then you're out here telling me these are traitors. These are people who don't love this nation. I just don't buy the narrative, and I don't want to be a part of the problem. And so that's why I say keep a good mindset, ignore the bullshit, and like I say, boys, you got the terms to serve. You got to serve this shit. It's going to suck. I don't know. I can't say I understand fully of all of it, but I'm sure there'll be some positives. Hopefully you make some honestly, some good, I'm really hoping you meet some good people, not the wrong people. And I hope that when you come out of this, that God really brings a redemption and a story, not just for you guys, but for this country, and that you have the supernatural strength to fight through all the hardships that are coming your way for both you and your families. Last thing I want to say, if you guys can, we talked about in the show, the ways to support you guys. This might be way too personal, and so you can answer this with as vagueness as you'd like to. How's your financial life looking like because of this and the people around you? Like, what is this genuinely looking like? Because you guys got give, send, goes. They're out there. I want to hear. Let's go with DeCarlo first. Like, what does this look like for you with your job, with your future prospects, your work, your current financial situation? Let's just get into this for a second.
So it's already been hard enough to find work. It's funny, with pretrial, it's pretty much like probation. They require you to have a job and work full time. But who wants to hire you when they do a background check and they saw you went to the Capitol Kegger? So it's been hard with that. My parents' health is failing pretty quick. Like, my dad's getting eye surgeries done and stuff. His knee replacement is falling apart. I've been trying to work and, help them, support them in any way I can. And it's been rough with this. And now that I'm branded a felon, it's going to be even harder. It's going to be even harder to find work and everything and, help take care of my parents the way I'm supposed to. But I don't know. I'll find a way. I'll manage.
All right. And Nick Oakes, let's go over here.
Yeah, the finances are gone. I mean, I've been banned from like 5 banks and every payment processor you've ever heard of, like down to the ones you haven't heard of that you use all the time. You don't even know, like Stripe. I can't live a normal life. So does the felon. The felony doesn't affect me. I've been exiled from any sort of professional life for a very long time, since before this. Like, I'm not a wealthy man. Actually, I'm poor. But I've been like a sandwich delivery man. I've drove Uber, all this stuff, and I'm banned from all that because leftist activists will call every company you've ever heard of and they'll say, did you know you have a man named Nick Oakes who's a racist who uses, works for, or likes your product? And I'm not involved in that, right? But then sometimes I am. So now nothing in my phone works. I'm already pre-banned for stuff I haven't even heard of. You know what I mean? This is what life is on the dissident right. If you want to get out there and actually say something, be a public person, it'll happen to you. So, yeah, it's not easy. I'm not slowing down at all. I regret nothing, and see y'all in 4 years.
Gentlemen, we have your support down in the description of both of these things. I don't know how far this video is going to go, not only because of algorithms, and I don't think they'll like your names or the topics, but also just because of the fight against liberty and what's going on. But I pray that those who see this are able to help and support in the ways that they can, and that there can continue to be, ways. We got to make sure, Nick, that you email me ways to stay in touch with you guys while you're there. I don't know where I'll be at any given point, so I'm not making any promises about anything, but we want to make sure to be able to support you guys and keep updates and know what's going on, and not forget. And so, please pray for them, all you prayer warriors, and those that have the financial means to do so, please as well. If you have ways to help the family outside of just giving to a fundraiser, which may be work or just ways to help provide, please as well. You can feel free to email the email in the description, and we'll forward all that information as well to both the individuals here and anyone who needs it. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on this segment of Fully Offensive and for the full show as well. I hate to say it, but I don't wish you luck. I wish you strength from God. and perseverance in what will be a very, very tough, but 4 years you will survive and thrive in. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us,
Thanks
Elijah.
for having us.
I'll be honest, I love a good smoke every now and then if that's you, but you don't like all the harmful chemicals, you don't love the smoke going into your lungs, and someone around you hates how it smells, well, I've got good news for you. Right now, you can pick up Pixotine, which is nicotine-infused toothpicks. You heard that right. Now, of course, with all the restrictions in the world today, getting what you want is sometimes impossible, and I'm sure there's been people around you who are telling you, stop vaping, stop smoking, it's not good for you. Well, here's the beautiful thing. Right now, this tasty nicotine toothpick can be used anytime and anywhere and doesn't give you all those harmful additives, doesn't give you that bad and gross smell, but of course it gives you the same buzz and it can help you quit if that's what you're trying to do. Go ahead and take back control of doing what you want when you want to. Use it wherever you can, in bars, restaurants, planes. There's literally no restrictions. Anywhere you want. Even have one in the shower if you want to. I'm not going to judge you. But Pixotine is here to do two things: taste great and give you freedom. The freedom to use nicotine wherever and whenever you want to without all the extra baggage. If you want to make a change for the new year, which we're trying to do in 2023, and you're tired of the nasty habit that you have, and or you just like an occasional smoke and you want some way to have a nicotine without having to get all that gross stuff in between, I really encourage you to give Pixotine a try. Bring in the new year right. Take back your freedom right now. Try Pixotine, the nicotine-infused toothpicks, which I love. Of course, the cinnamon and the winter flavor, but the original is also pretty awesome. For a limited time, get 20% off with promo code. Go to Pixotine.com/Elijah. That's Pixotine.com/Elijah. Link in the description. That's Pixotine.com/Elijah. What are you waiting for? Save 20% and try some Pixotine today. Pixotine.com/ELIJAH to save 20%. Get control of your life, your habits, and of course, do something good for yourself in the new year. Pixotine.com/Elijah. Of course, this product is only for those who are 21 years and older. Make sure you check it out today. I want to welcome to the show my guest for today.